It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wide discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather's senior meteorologist, Wesley Williams.
Hello there, South Mississippi, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. So we are looking at a pretty warm and humid pattern as we get into Thursday. Let's take a look at the temperatures. Middle and upper 70s for you today. Will also be breezy and humid at times. You'll notice most of the breeze down along the beaches. Temperatures there middle 70s, but away from the water could go to the upper 70s. Today's record high 77, and so for Gulfport, Biloxi, your forecast in 74 could come close to that record. We're talking rain chances because they're going to be increasing. Today they're only at about 20% this morning, but we do see some inland areas rising to a 30% for later this afternoon. So if you are in the vicinity of Lucedale, Van Cleve, maybe it's a good idea to take an umbrella for Thursday afternoon, as there might be a few spotty pop-up showers there, but it's very light, very brief, not going to be a big deal to cancel any plans or anything like that. Now tomorrow we are going to see even more showers trying to push into the area. As you can see, Friday morning dealing with a 30 to 40% chance for some hit or miss showers in the morning. And then by noon, looking at a better rain coverage, so we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of the latest modeling showing about a 50%, if not 60% chance for seeing some of that at times on Friday. Now, we'll say that there's going to be some bit of a split with the rain tomorrow. If I look at this map here, notice how little green we see over Jackson County, right? It's kind of spotty in areas. But notice that we are completely into the green, and we're even seeing some darker green into parts of Pearl River County, maybe western Stone County. So that's going to be kind of your two zones. If I draw a line and basically split the area in half, like this, that will be kind of your split, where you would see kind of your lower rain chances to the right of this line, kind of your higher rain chances to the left of this line. So that's how you should plan your Friday. If you're left of this line, you do want to bring a raincoat with you, bring an umbrella with you. If you're to the right of this line, we're probably going to see more of those generally lower rain chances. I would still bring the rain gear just in case, but it might not be a guarantee that y'all might see the rain. So places like Gulfport, Biloxi, Pascagoula, Van Cleve, Lucedale, maybe you're seeing less of the rain on Friday. Places like Wiggins, Saussure, Diamond Head, Waveland, Picayune, Poplarville, maybe you're seeing more of the rain on Friday. And then as we get later into Friday night and overnight, more of that begins to move in as the cold front finally gets a little bit closer to us heading into Saturday. So there is indeed a cold front coming. It arrives on Saturday, and that's how we can knock these warm temperatures down into from the 70s down to the 50s as we go to Sunday and early next week. So we can show you what that looks like on the map here for Friday. Notice that there's going to be this corridor of heavy, if not very heavy rain impacting portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, as well as eastern Tennessee. So those are going to be places that we pick up rain amounts topping 1 inch, maybe topping 2 inches. And this actually does include parts of South Mississippi, but not everywhere, right? So this is that split I was talking about, where if you find yourself to the right of that line, maybe you're generally going to see less rain on Friday into Friday night. But if you find yourself to the left or west of that line, maybe you're generally going to find better rain potential on Friday and Friday night because it's coming in from the west and it is moving slowly. So that's how you can pick up the rain, because it's not moving quickly, right? If it's moving slowly, the rain continues to fall and the totals and amounts continue to pile up. Now, it's not just going to be about the coverage, but also the intensity. We could actually see some intense thunderstorms with some of this at times on Friday and Friday night as that cold front moves in from the west. And once we go from Friday to Saturday, watch the changing of the position of the front. It moves east, and it's actually going to move through our area on Saturday. So that means there still is a chance for the showers and storms to, maybe a few more of them, develop at times on Saturday during the day. And that's a little bit different than the thinking we had earlier this week. Earlier this week, we were thinking that the front would move in a bit more quickly so that we could dry up after Saturday morning. But at this time, the latest information bringing the front in a little bit more slowly, And so with that slower motion, it slows down the end time of the rain. And so we can continue to see rain showers and thunderstorms developing into our Saturday during the day. Now, as far as severe weather, I could show you the Storm Prediction Center maps, but I think it gets a little awkward with that because their maps have a cutoff. They're a 24-hour map. They cut off from 6 in the morning to 6 o'clock the next morning. And we're going to be dealing with a continued impact here throughout that time frame. So I think for South Mississippi, it could be a misleading map to really pay too much attention to the Storm Prediction Center. So I just kind of took all of that information and distilled it into this one graphic that I think is a better takeaway for you, helping you to understand what to expect, what we can see possibly from potential thunderstorms at times on Friday night, and Saturday. I know it looks like a long time frame. If I were to be more specific with that, I would say the start time for you on Friday would be between noon and 3 p.m. And the end time for us on Saturday would be between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. But it's not going to be a continuous stretch during that time. It's going to be on and off during that time that we see showers and thunderstorms developing. And if we can get some of the stronger ones, we're going to be keeping an eye out mainly for a few tornadoes to possibly spin up. Maybe also a few thunderstorms produce damaging straight line wind gusts topping 50 or 60 miles an hour in some cases. As far as the potential for hail the size of a quarter or larger, as well as flooding, those impacts appear to be less. The probability of those impacts appear to be less. But we'll see. I mean, look, with the rain amounts, if I make this full screen for you, some places could pick up more than 2 inches of rain. A few of us could pick up 2 to 4 inches of rain. I think most of us pick up rain amounts up to 2 during this time frame. But because there's going to be a few isolated spots, and I bet it's going to be close to Pearl River County, that could pick up heavier totals, that's why we have that low risk of flooding. A low risk of hail in case we see some severe thunderstorms, a low risk of damaging straight line winds in case we see severe thunderstorms, and a low risk of tornado as well. So none of these are in the high probability. They're not even in the medium probability. They're all generally in the low probability of seeing them at times during that Friday night, Saturday time frame. So that's what you should expect. Just again, understand that there's going to be some nuance to this. Not everyone gets to see the thunderstorms at the same time. I think Friday, places like Jackson County are going to be waiting and getting maybe not much. Places like Pearl River County are going to be stormed on for many hours, especially during the late part of the day. And then Saturday, that's when I think more of the coverage could increase, but it really will depend. Some of this stuff, we have to see if it holds itself together as it moves through. You'll note that I'm not really showing any kind of specific model futurecast. It's kind of an awkward time between day 2 and day 3 because they're computer models. The ones that we'd like to show you for Saturday, they actually end on Friday. So I don't want to mix models here. I already showed you the blend of models for the rain chances. And I think tomorrow, when we're even closer to Saturday, I'll have more tools at my disposal, model-wise, futurecast model-wise, that I'll maybe be able to show you a bit closer, zoomed-in view of the hour by hour of what the computer model is showing. In any case, what you can do is make sure, if you do nothing else, that you have our free First Alert Weather app downloaded to your mobile device today. This is a great tool to have when we have showers and thunderstorms in the area. It gives you an advantage, right? Because you are going to use that app to get free notifications sent to your device, whether it's our weather team publishing video notifications to you like we do every morning, every afternoon, or whether it's one of those alerts from the National Weather Service. You can get those with our free WLOX weather app. If we get a tornado warning, if we get a severe thunderstorm warning, this is a way to get those alerts first. And there's also other advantages to using the app, as you can get the radar and see where the storms are on the radar map. There's both a live mode for the radar, there's a future mode for the radar. So a lot of tools there to keep you, your family, those that you love, safe from any potential severe weather that we could be getting into on Friday and Saturday. But the good news for us, I think, is that our probability is pretty low. There's other places that are north of us, like Jackson, and I would say that their probability of seeing severe weather is probably going to be a little bit higher than ours. So hopefully we're not in the target area, we're not in the bullseye, and we hopefully will get spared. There's a look at the 7-day forecast, and of course we do expect to see some changes temperature-wise. Once we get past Saturday evening's cold front, we will expect cooler conditions across the area as temperatures drop, and we'll feel more like January across the area with highs in the 50s on Sunday. We're actually going to see the potential for a freeze inland, so even though we got 35 on the coast Monday morning, we could see 32 inland. And we could also see a potential freeze on Tuesday morning, especially inland as well. Now, by the time we get to Wednesday, the cold snap is going to become less intense. But that Monday, Tuesday, if not Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame, that's going to be kind of the meat and potatoes of your cold snap here. This time frame here, that's your little cold snap. It lasts 3 days and 2 nights, and then we get to the middle of next week, and maybe we'll see not quite as chilly conditions. Well, that'll do it for today's edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Take care, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you for watching Waking Up with Wesley with WLOX First Alert Weather Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams.